Hello, my name's Ludovico Fischer. I'm the author of a book on React for pragmatic bookshelf called React for Real. But today I'm going to talk about render props. I have to apologize because I sent the wrong word to Robert in the title. It's not render methods, but it's render props. So how did I come to this subject? So while I was writing my book, I noticed that a lot of people have a few issues understanding Redux. So, sorry? Oh, scaling the font, yes. Yeah, so everybody likes Redux, but sometimes the API is a bit difficult to understand. There's a few reasons for that. One of the reasons is the usage of so-called higher order components. So you have a function that takes a component, in this case a component checkbox, and returns a new component. And inside the new component, you will pass some props that you extract from the Redux store to the component that you pass to the connect function. So it's already a bit complicated to explain. It's also a bit strange to read. So people have a problem understanding this. But a few days ago, I came through this post by Michael Jackson, who's one of the creators of React Router. So he's not the singer, right? And he says, use a render prop. And he claims in this post that render props can replace higher order components everywhere. So I said, well, maybe let's try this. Maybe it will help make the React Redux API clearer. So I tried working with render props. So what is a render prop? It's just a function that you pass to a component as a prop, and this function tells the component what to render. So inside its own render method, the component just calls the render function that you pass as a prop. We can create a class called connected, and this has a render method. It takes the Redux store from the context. Well, it really doesn't matter where it takes it, but in this case, I take it from context like the existing React Redux connector, and then it calls a render function that you pass as a prop with a store state and store dispatch. So to go back to our previous example, the actual implementation, so I guess I have to increase this too, would look like this using this new connected component. Instead of creating a new component with the connect function from React Redux, we just use the checkbox component directly. And then we place this connected component, and we say when you render, use the checkbox and just pass the store state and the dispatch function as the props to the checkbox. So we can see that what's changed is now we have the configuration for the checkbox component doesn't happen inside some function in another file, but app happens at the call location. So in a sense, it's more transparent, because you don't have to wonder where does this component take its props from. It used to be based on checkbox that needed on change and checked, but it doesn't take them from anywhere, but it takes them from the store. But the fact that it takes them from the store comes from the implementation of connect function. So here everything is explicit. But of course we have another problem, that we have this connected component basically everywhere. So every time we want to render a component that's connected to the store, we have to place it inside this connected component. And also, there's something that doesn't quite work right, because usually in React you compose components And here you have a component, and instead of having a child component, really, it takes a function that returns a child component. So if you look, for instance, in the React Dev tools, it's not as clear what is going on. So maybe if you look at the source code, it's clear, but not in the dev tools. And also, the final thing is that all these different composition methods have different behavior. So this is a guy called Alex Krolick, and he made a page where he compares different composition methods. And you can see whenever the color changes means the browser is redrawing the tree. And you can see that depending on the method you choose, you can have a redraw or not. So even though they should be functionally the same, they actually don't render the same way. So in the end, I'm not sure I'm going to pursue this and make this into a real library, because right now the examples I've shown don't work. So there's some implementation missing. But I hope maybe this has give you some idea. Maybe we can talk after the pause and see what you think and whether you think it's something worth pursuing. So, thanks.